Why is this guy carrying a chicken coop on his back, and why is he moving it anyway? I'm Natalie, and this is Robin, and this is what we look like when we're not covered in manure and mud. So my husband Robin is the one who built this chicken coop, and we were really lucky after we moved. We had some generous neighbors who gave us some extra wood that they weren't using, and those ended up being the side panels for the chicken coop, which you can see here. And we went with a sort of triangular design, which came from this book. This book is called The Small Scale Poultry Flock, and it is by Harvey Ussery. Highly recommend this book if you're planning to get chickens, ducks, turkeys, or geese. It has all the information that you need to get started. I read it cover to cover before we got our chickens, and I feel like it really covered all the bases and made me feel a lot more confident. So as you can see here, this is our chicken coop. It was built in two separate parts. On the bottom we have hardware cloth, which protects the chickens. So if ever there are any animals that dug underneath, they can't get through that hardware cloth. And in the front here, you can see the door and the top and sides also have hardware cloth, and that's for better breathability. If it's extra hot in the summer, there's a nice breeze. We use hardware cloth because we want that breathability and the wind flow in between, and we also set the direction so that it blocks the big wind from the north and the south, which is where we get a lot of our wind here. And then you can also see some nesting boxes in the back, and we've also got nesting boxes at the top.
This rail, that's where they're gonna roost at night. That is the laying box. That's where they're gonna lay their eggs. We always thought that why don't we just put it on the rail? You can see here, we're just putting it on the rail here. But that's a big problem because this part is higher than the roosting rail. That means they're gonna want to roost here before they want to roost here. And what you get at night is you get a whole bunch of poop in there. And that's not good because you don't want poopy eggs. Our solution is we put this board over it so they know that part is off limits at night. They will still go and roost, they will still lay their eggs there because they can jump up from the side here. But at night they won't poop up all the straws in there. I'm gonna put it up right now, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like afterwards. So this is what it looks like once I put a board up. So I have a couple of screws up there to hold the top in place so it doesn't go back and forth, and a couple notches here so that it fits over the rail. This way, they only go there during the daytime to lay eggs. At night, they roost on the rails here, so we don't run into the poop on the egg problem as much.
Now this coop is not that warm for the winter, so what we do is we put straw all the way around and on the sides of it, and we also close up those openings in the front and back so that they do have a little bit more warmth in the winter. And so we're able to stack those bales of straw, and that really helps create more insulation. The reason we chose hardware cloth instead of chicken wire is because chicken wire can still have fairly big holes, and there might be really small animals that could sneak in through those. So we just prefer to go with hardware cloth. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's also more durable and is not going to let any really small animals get in there either.
That's Buddy, that big rooster right there. Beautiful, beautiful Buddy. There's a great story there. Natalie has to tell it sometime. It's just awesome. He has blood, he has gore, he has love too, and redemption.
And even though this chicken coop is pretty secure with hardware cloth and no openings or holes, we still chose to have an electric fence and an electric net all the way around, and we always keep that on at night especially. Sometimes we do turn it off during the day, but we do have coyotes around the area, so we try to keep it on as much as possible to really protect our flock.
So this hen is molting. You see all the black pin feathers? She lost all of her feathers and now she's growing new ones. When the hens are doing that, they're not gonna lay eggs. So if they start molting in the fall time, you're gonna see our egg production reduce.
So why did we have to move our chicken coop? Well, it goes back to last year. We put our chickens in the area that would eventually become our garden. And that was great because the chickens scratched through the soil and helped put down their manure, and it was just awesome to prepare our garden for the spring. Now we had to move the house to plant the garden, so we moved it across our driveway, but what we didn't account for is that there was some water runoff from our driveway into this area, which was a little bit lower, and that whole spot just became a swamp for our chickens, and so we had to do something.
The closest spot, which is terrible spot, it just become a swamp when it starts raining, and the chicken was just wading in and out. And the worst part is when their feet are dirty, our eggs are dirty, and you can't be selling no dirty eggs. So we have decided to move a little bit higher up so they'll be a little bit happier, not as wet, less bug, and now we can fill that low spot with all the good manure, we can build it up so it's no longer a puddle. So in the end, it's gonna be a win-win-win for everybody.
Now, if you want to hear the story of Buddy, definitely leave a comment below and we'll make sure to do another video all about that story and our rooster Buddy.
One of these days, I'm gonna tell the Buddy story.
Now it's time for you to go watch my video all about our dairy sheep and why we picked them.